It's Ange from Mummy Adds 2. Today we have a SheGlam haul. We have all 12 of the horoscope palettes. We're not going to do any eye looks today. I'm actually going to do focus looks on quite a few of these palettes in both Instagram and on YouTube. But I thought we'd have a look at the palettes each and do a bit of a swatch test of each of them. If this is something that you would like to take a look at, then let's get into the video. Before we get started, guys, today what I have on my eye is the Made by Mitchell palette. I've used quite a few of the greens today just to try something a little bit brighter. I actually really like the way that this one's turned out. I haven't done any filming this week. I've been quite sick actually, so no filming. I'll do some editing a bit later and we'll see what I can produce. So 12 palettes today. These are all priced at $6 each, so extremely affordable. It will be really interesting to see what the quality of these are like and what the color schemes are. So I'm not going to unbox these and swatch these in any particular order, just whatever's first is what we're going to take a look at. The packaging on these are absolutely beautiful. The artwork is stunning. So we're going to take a look at the packaging, we'll have a look at the swatches, see what we think about the product itself, and then I will do full reviews of these after I've used them. So our first palette is the Spontaneous Sagittarius, which looks like this. Very, very pretty. And it is a purple palette. It's all purple, this palette. We've got right through from dark plum to pastel purples. So I'm just going to do the swatches on the arm, show you what they look like, and we'll have a discussion about what I think these formulas are like. Explorer. Wanderlust. Well, they seem to have quite a bit of pigment in them. They're both mattes. Risk Taker, which is really pretty. Humor, which is unfortunately on my little finger, so we might have to go in twice with that one because it is my little finger and it doesn't have as much power. Oh, that's quite pretty too for a pastel purple. Purples I find can be really difficult, really temperamental. We then have over the other side Straight Shooter, which I will put up across there. This is Straight Shooter. A glitter called Optimism. We might add that to the hand here. Go in twice with that one. Ooh, it feels quite nice, the glitters. Very pretty. It's got a bit of a blue-green shift to that purple. Jupiter, which is another metallic by the looks of it. This one is a nice metallic. It's quite sheer actually, so it'd probably be nicer as a bit of a topper over some of those colors. And then finally we have Wild and Free. Oh, that's pretty. That's a really nice topper, this one. Wild and Free. So that is our color scheme for our Sagittarius palette. They actually feel really nice. Those mattes are quite pigmented by the looks of it. The metallics, the glitters, everything feels really, really nice to the touch. For a $6 palette, it will be interesting to see how these actually perform on the skin. Okay, let's clean this one up and get on to the second one. So I've just put my headband on, guys, just to keep my hair out of my face a little bit. It's a little bit frizzy and a little bit, how you going today? So our next palette is let's have a look here. The Virtuous Virgo. Look at the artwork on that. It's just gorgeous. This one is really pretty. This one calls to me. All these grungy greens, olives, so pretty. We have Witty, which is a really pretty olive green. That's beautiful. Look at the swatch on that. It's something along the lines of what I have used on my eye today. Artistic. More of a leaf green. Very pretty too. Then we have Faithful. Oh, that's pretty. Humble. That's really pretty too. Reliable. The names in these pans are all the qualities that these star signs are supposed to have. Oh, look at that color scheme. That is going to be so much fun to play with. Modest, which will go across the knuckles up here a little bit. So I'll give it 2 goes because of the placement, which is this one here. Look at that. Patient. It's going to have to go across my wrist. Patient. And then finally we have the glitter, which is called High Standards. I smack him across here because then I can show you a little bit better. Really pretty. Get it off my hands because this glitter is quite sticky. I think, in all honesty, with these palettes, if you're going to use those glitter shadows, you definitely want a glitter primer because it is everywhere. It's all over me. Otherwise you are going to have this everywhere. And I really think that if you don't, then the fallout throughout the day is going to just, yeah, it's going to be a glitter bomb on your face. I may be wrong. As I said, I haven't tried these. These are only swatches. We're only having a look. But I feel like that's going to go everywhere. The next one is Lively Leo. Let's open this one up. It's again, the artist's work on this is stunning. This one's more orange, yellow, red toned. In each of these palettes on the inside, they actually have a little saying here. So it gives you a little saying in regards to what your star sign is, which is really, really sweet. Okay, so let's swatch our Leo. So we have magnetic, which we'll put up across here. I'm going twice with that one. Magnetic. Sun Love. Oh, that feels really nice. These yellows and oranges are quite nice. I think you would probably definitely want a base down before using these. Playful. Ruler. Courage. So you can see that color story starting to come together and lots of ideas that you can do to create lots of really cool looks. Drama Rama. Lion Den is our final color before our glitter. Center Stage. Oh, that's really pretty. So that has yellows, orange, reflex. It's quite pearlescent, that one. Really, really pretty. In certain lights, you've got a bit of a green shift to that as well. Really nice. Okay, so that is our Leo palette. I'll wipe this off and we'll be back. Okay, so our fourth palette is the Adventurous Aries. This one, the packaging is super pretty. Well, I'm going to say that about all of them because the artwork on these are all just gorgeous. Our first color is Warrior, which seems to be like a really grey metallic. We then have Cardinal, which is a really nice cherry red. Fire. Passion. Impulse, that looks quite interesting. Impulse. That's pretty. Restless. This is really nice. Drive. And the last colour is Fearless in this palette, which is a dark plummy purple. So that's our colour story. Pretty, probably not one of my favourite colour stories at the moment, but there is definitely really significantly pretty shadows in that palette. We then have the Striking Scorpio palette. And the colour story in here is very dark and smoky. Very, very pretty though. No glitter in this one again. There's a sequin in there, a couple of satins by the looks of it, and mattes. Maybe slight metallic. Entice. Yes, this one's a metallic. So we'll go across here. Give that another go just because of where I have that across my knuckles. It's quite a very pretty silver. We then have Charisma. Which is a matte grey. Followed by Power, which is quite a dark smoky green. Enigma, which is kind of along the same lines but more of a blue green tone to this one. We then are going in with Sexy. Oh, that's pretty. That's a nice metallic. Pluto. Intimate, which looks like our sequined colour there. And then finally we have Dark Side, which we will have to whack on my wrist because I've run out of room. So that is our colour story. Super dark, grungy, really pretty, smoky. You could do quite a few nice looks with that one actually too. This one I would probably use as a palette that I used with others, I think. Our next one is the Caring Cancer, and it looks like this. Very pretty, once again. And it is in more of the pinky neutral shades with a little bit of a pop of that red there, a bit of dark purple here. Very nice. Okay, Nurture, which is quite pale, so I'm going to put that on my wrist because you're not going to see that one. Yeah, so that's nearly the same. This is it here. It's nearly the same colour as my skin tone there. I have Shell. Devoted. In a Mood. That's pretty. Now that colour story is starting to come into play a little bit more. We then have Imagination. This looks really, really pretty. Oh yeah, really pretty, that colour. I'm going to give it 2 because it's that satin metallic. Resilient. Affection. This one looks really pretty. Just going a couple of times just to make sure I get that across where I need it. So you can see that colour story starting from here, coming across now, starting to build up. So it started quite faint, those couple of really light transitional colours, and now it's building up quite nicely there. And then finally we have Charm. I'm going to bring that down up underneath that first colour we started with. So that is our colour story for Cancer. Our next palette is Aquarius, the artwork. Blue tones, we've got a really nice dark black there and a silver there. We have Unpredictable. I'm going to start from the bottom so that way I've got room to move up. So Unpredictable, very pretty. Very quite pigmented, that one. Original. So those two shades are quite similar. One's a little bit more aqua. I'm not sure that's picking up so much on my camera though. The next one is Visionary. These ones are quite pigmented. This palette is quite nice actually. Making Waves. Okay, so this is probably more, I was going to say it was more of a transition colour, but it's actually still quite pumpy with the colour there. We have Independent. Oh, that is pretty. There's no big chunks of glitter in that. That just gives you such a nice silver wet look. That's going to look beautiful over any of those or by itself. We then have Eccentric. Freedom. And then finally Integrity, which is a really nice black actually. And it doesn't, I don't think it's actually complete matte in that black. Well, more of a satin in that black. So that color story is really, really pretty. Can't wait to get into that one actually. So comment down below guys, which palette is your favorite so far in regards to color stories? What's the color story that has really grabbed your attention? So we have the SheGlam Gifted Gemini palette. So our little twinsies. So we've got a bit of a mix mash in this one. More of a somewhat rainbow palette, I would say. We've got purples, greens, blues, greens, orange. I think I said greens a couple of times there. So let's just swatch them. So our first one is a pastel purple and it is called Playful. And I'm just going to whack that down on my wrist. It's definitely light. It's definitely pastel. You're definitely going to have to build that up somewhat to see if that plays pretty well. Loyal. That's very pretty though. So Loyal. Rebellious. I don't know what it is about greens, but they just do it for me. As you can't half tell with my eye look today. Okay, and then we have Mind Reader, which is like a mustard yellowy orange color. Intervention. Real AF. Oh, that color story, that's actually really pretty. Persuasive. So that color story is coming up, or coming together really, really pretty actually. And then we have finally Savage, which is more of a darker mustard color once again. Okay, so that's the last one here. And these are actually really quite pretty, and I think this is actually giving me a little bit of inspiration. I think I can create some really, really pretty looks with that. Okay, so the next one that we have is Loving Libra. So pretty, these packaging. I just can't get over how pretty this one is. Okay, This is your color story. It's a little bit brighter in real life than what it's showing up. Oh, there we go. We're coming together a little bit. These pinks and this green here are more neon in your face. So let's do some swatches. So we have balance. I'll bring that across my wrist to start off. Balance. Peace. That's pretty. Peace. Get my face out of it so it focuses on that. I might go across that again, just so you can try and get the depth of that. We then have open-hearted, which is that, oh, that is really pretty, which is that fluoro pink. And really pigmented, that one. We then have creative, which is another pastel lilac purple, which I think would make a really nice transition. This looks really pretty. Oh, really nice. This is actually really pretty, this one. This is kind of like a really nice peachy light copper metallic. Really nice. Harmony. So that one I had to go into twice. It's maybe buildable. It's not as pigmented as, like, it's nice. It is nice. It's there. But I think that this is one that you'd have to build up a little bit. We then have Dreamer, which looks stunning as well. Oh, yes. So Dreamer, so you can see that color story coming together. And then finally, we have Clever. So that is our color story. Let's do mine. Perceptive Pisces. Work on this one. Dreamy. So when I'm going across my wrist, guys, I am doing that a couple of times because my arms aren't hairless. So I've got to get in there and actually get that color on. So this one here, it is Dreamy. Then we have Gentle. That's pretty. So these are both mattes. Mysterious. Intuitive. Psychic. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. Idealist. This color story is everything. I absolutely love this, actually. Romantic, which is this really nice color here. I'm really keen to see what that looks like together. Very pretty. And then finally we have Neptune, which is going to go across our knuckles and using my little finger go in a couple of times. Okay, so that is our color story for Pisces. That is really pretty. So with these palettes so far, guys, the majority of these shadows actually feel really nice and are quite pigmented. There are a few there that I think could probably be better, but I mean, we're not really going to know until I actually try them out. There's so many here. So if you are into neutrals, there's a palette for you. If you are into rainbow colors, there's a palette for you. If you're into dark, smoky, there's a palette for everyone in this collection by the looks of it. I am really super impressed with the color stories with these. The Calm Capricorn. Pretty sure Evie's a Capricorn. I'm not so sure she's so calm. Oh, okay, this is pretty. Oh, let's show you the... Oh, loving the artwork of this one. Smoky, grungy palette with olives, browns, greens. Let's have a look. Motivated, which is going to be more of that transition color that you would play with by the looks of it. We then have Goal Getter, which is an olive matte. Worldly. That's coming across a little bit black, but it's got a green in there, so it's a really deep dark green. We then have Determined. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, that's got a shift in that too. That's a little bit, that's very, very pretty. If you can see that shift in that. Creature of Comfort. Okay, this one's not really, I am digging in. Creature of Comfort. You are not, I don't think, going to get a lot of pigment with this one. I think you're going to have to really blend, really build it up to get what, if you wanted something that was deep and meaningful. However, if you wanted something that was soft and smoky, and I think that this is probably more what this palette is meant to be. Some of these palettes, they're giving you a punch with the pigment. Some of them, they're lighter, they're softer, and I don't know if they're actually meant to be like that, but perhaps they are. Okay, that's really pretty. So this one is called RESPECT, Respect. Then we have Morals, which looks to be beautiful and feels amazing. That is so pretty. So pretty. And then our last one, which is our glitter, which is called Satin. Oh, maybe not actually. It doesn't feel so glittery. That is pretty though. It is definitely not a glitter. It is more of a metallic here. So this is our color story, and it's actually really pretty. Actually, I definitely understand why some of these colors are a little bit lighter and need a lot more building up, because you probably want something a little bit softer with the colors that are in this story. I have one palette left, and it is the Tenacious Taurus. Let me know down below, what is your star sign? Do you believe in them? Do you think any of these qualities suit you in regards to what's in these palettes, the names of these pans? Okay, so this one's quite pretty too. So Tenacious Taurus. Committed. Bring that down here. That's quite pretty too. Remembering I am going in a couple of times, but I don't need to because that's actually quite pigmented, that one. Really nice. We have Grounded. Mellow. Oh, that's pretty. Really nice taupey color there. Patience. Oh, that's pretty. Champagne metallic. Just those colors there. Those colors there would make a beautiful eye look. We then have Grace. Venus. Ambitious. And then finally we have Logic. Okay, so that's our final color story. And did these match up to your actual personality, do you think? Did you like the color story of your star sign? For me personally, let's find it, the Pisces, I do really like this color story. I think it's beautiful. That was our swatches for our SheGlam horoscope collection, all 12 palettes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of these, let me know down below and I can do a couple of focus videos on these. But as I said, there will be looks of these over on my Instagram as I go through. So that is all for me today. I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope this gives you a really good look into to what these swatches look like, what these palettes look like, if you are going to be interested in any before you purchase them. As I said, they're extremely reasonably priced, and from what I can see, I think that they're definitely going to be worth it. So choice is yours. Let me know if you're going to go buy any of these. Otherwise, I'm going to get into these and try them out. And guys, so I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thank you for joining me today. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, guys. Much love. Bye.